This is part 2 to the last reading I did. I was asking Spirit if I should do a part 2. I had to turn my car off to cool off, and I ran out of time. And I always want to make sure I'm picking up correctly on the energy of everyone and not just my own, being so empathic. So I asked for a clarifying sign, and I got the 10 of Cups reversed, which lets me know that, yes, many of you are on the precipice of this wish fulfillment when it comes to family, home life, love, of being able to come home from work and be greeted by that person that you love. Maybe children for some of you. It could be pets too. You could have a partner and maybe 10 cats. I don't know what it is, but maybe you guys recently went through a split up, a divorce. There's been a lot of pain that you have gone through. What's the advice for this collective right now? Yeah, overcoming and releasing attachments, addictions. Maybe you are someone who has suffered from codependency in the past or anxious attachment, which in turn would mean that your significant other suffers from avoidant attachment. And this card also reminds me of avoidant attachment. Someone who's really focused on guarding their resources and guarding themselves and what they find important and feeling like someone's going to get one over on them if they relax. That might have been the partner that you were with, and maybe that's what they're being guided to work on right now. I am also hearing that you're being guided to, like I said, that first card with the 5 of Cups and how he had 3 of them spilled but didn't see the 2 behind him. I feel like you have so many cups that are being revealed to you right now that have always been there, but you've always focused on others because of, you're the fucking High Priestess. You've always had to focus outside of yourself because when you were younger, you either lived in an unsafe environment or you had a parent that was operating narcissistically, or just, like I said, there was something about your childhood in which you didn't feel completely safe to be who you were to the fullest. And being a very sensitive soul like we are, it could be very, very detrimental. I just saw 222 again on my timer. You cannot make this shit up. You are the High Priestess. Whether you're the masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter, but I feel more of the chaser energy in the twin flame union. Usually there's a chaser and a runner. This doesn't mean you physically chase somebody. I hate how chasing sounds desperate. It's just that you are someone who, when there's issues in a relationship or in life, you go towards a problem head on and try to heal it. This person, this other person you were just in a relationship with, who's also being set apart right now to heal, you're operating more out of the chaser / anxious attachment, and they're more of the runner / avoidant. 2 sides of the same coin. And you guys often throughout lifetimes have went back and forth playing different roles. You're very intuitive, very all-knowing. You have eyes, I feel like, that pierce through people. You might be a Scorpio or Capricorn, or just have a heavy Lilith placement, like Lilith in the 1st or 10th house, but you have a very seductive but powerful presence about you that intimidates others. You're coming out of this time in which you felt really misled, for some of you, heartbroken. Yeah, like I said, for a long time you were just in rest mode and hermit mode. There might have been people that were speaking ill over you or wishing you harm, wishing you not to do better. You see the people? I know it's like a freaking glass, a window painting, but I always see that as people watching you and just hoping you don't get back up. But this is in reversal, meaning you already have or you're about to. Any advice for this collective to come into union if it's in their highest good? What is some advice for this collective? Okay, it's hot hold. So many of you, I'm just going to talk over my air conditioning for a second. Woo! Many of you feel like justice hasn't been served. You feel like I put everything into this person, into this situation, and I didn't get shit out of it. Like, I literally cared so much and have nothing to show for it. Justice is being served. Whatever you put into this relationship, I just saw the Queen of Pentacles. You are getting back financially. You're going to look better physically. Like, you're going to become better looking. You used to be someone who would fight, like, and be aggressive, and now you just sort of detach your energy and focus back on yourself. That is literally the best thing you can do right now. Okay? Focus on your own energy. If people are talking bad about you, let them. Surrender it to the divine, because when we retaliate, we attach ourselves to other people's karma. If this is a twin flame dynamic and your person ran, that is extremely common, once you guys awaken to the union itself that happened with my twin flame. We were together for 8 years, and then literally weeks after awakening, he lost his mind and left. But I'm focusing on myself now, and I see my part in it, and it's that I wasn't focused on myself enough. Because of my childhood trauma, I always put my love, I just saw justice in reverse again. Yeah, and you're being called to step into your power. They're being called to step into who they truly are, to heal their emotions, to work on themselves. And it's not like out of force, but you guys won't feel the same way about anyone else as you do each other. That's just how it is. And whether you end up together in this life or not, many of you are, because that's why we incarnated together, because of the ascension going on, and because we embody the divine feminine and masculine aspects. But ironically, you have to remember this: as within, so without; as above, so below. In order for things to manifest outside of us, abundance, for example, we must feel inherently abundant. We must feel wealth. In order to see us as physically beautiful, we must feel it. We must know that we are. In order to attract our divine masculine or divine feminine counterpart, if we have one in this realm, everyone has a twin flame. Most of them aren't incarnated. And if they are, they're on the other side of the world, either unaware of each other or just not meant to link up in this lifetime. But those like me, who are, it's literally part of your soul contract and why you came here, you guys on a soul level are the same. If they're running from you, you're running from yourself. Like, they're mirroring back to you how you are showing up. Many of us, because of our childhood trauma, we develop anxious attachment, overly concerned with how people are showing up. We're overly tolerant of things we don't deserve. We feel like in order to receive love, we must do. And so you may have felt like that in your past relationship, like you had to do things or perform in order to receive love. Yeah, and they were emotionally unavailable. So they ran from you because you reflect them. The trick is you have to come into union with yourself. Doesn't matter if you're a divine feminine or a divine masculine. You must balance out your inner divine feminine and masculine within you. We all have them both. Typically, twin flame females, like myself, operate out of our upper 3 chakras. Our divine masculine counterparts operate out of the lower 3. We meet in the middle at the heart space. But what happens in separation, masculines are being forced to awaken and operate out of their upper 3 chakras at the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And we are being called to operate and function more out of our lower 3 and balance them. So rooting ourselves, our sacral energy, our creativity, our solar plexus, our life force energy, asserting ourselves, developing our money, our finances. A lot of spiritual people, but especially spiritual women, we struggle with finances. We struggle with making money. And it's because we're operating so much in the psychic realms that sometimes this realm gets a little neglected. And the opposite goes for the divine masculine. He is so focused, typically, and it was the same for my case, focused on, neglecting emotions, focused on the world, focused on making money, focused on the grind, relationships outside of you, but neglecting self, which would in turn neglect you. If they aren't meeting themselves emotionally, they can't meet you emotionally. And you will trigger them more than any other person in the world. And sometimes they even run and try to date other people before realizing they never can, because you are their divine counterpart. You light them up and they light you up in a way that can't be replaced.